सोक्रेटिस ने कहा था द अनएग्जामिन्ड लाइफ इज नॉट वर्थ लिविंग और यूपीएससी कहता है द अनएग्जामिन्ड आंसर स्क्रिप्ट इज नॉट वर्थ मार्किंग. Hello dear students, I am Dr. Shruti Joshi. Welcome to today's PSIR Daily Answer Writing Challenge for Mains 2026. The question which we are discussing today is critically analyze the factors that led to the decline of political theory in the 20th century and explain how subsequent scholars engineered its revival. Basically, the gist of the question is the pendulum of political inquiry, that is how the entire discourse of political theory kept on oscillating from one end towards another. So let's start the discussion. Okay, so what you are going to write in the introduction से ही हम core dilemma को deal करने लगेंगे. What is exactly the core dilemma regarding this question? This is the great historic decline versus resurgence debate in political theory, which represents a mid-20th century ideological war over whether political philosophy was still useful or it has been completely replaced by empirical science. बेसिकली डिबेट ये भी दिखाता है कि किस तरह से एक शिफ्ट होता है पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी में फ्रॉम नॉर्मेटिव वैल्यूज टू एम्पेरिकल फैक्ट और किस तरह से वापस से रिटर्न हो जाता है टू फिलोसॉफिकल फ्रिगर. So students, since the question is regarding the factors regarding the decline of political theory, so you are going to change the paragraph and going to write all the reasons or the factors regarding the decline of political theory. Now, यहाँ students आप लोगों को ध्यान रखना होगा that definitely in the various reasons you have to cite important scholars. So the first important reason or the factor regarding the decline of political philosophy is too much historicism and hyperfactualism. Now within this you are going to quote David Easton. Now David Easton हम सभी को पता है behavioral revolution लेके आते हैं and he made an empirical onslaught on historicism and hyperfactualism. David Easton को लगता था कि अगर history और historical event को ज़्यादा importance दी जाए and that is what is called as historicism, so for him this means that everything is being trapped in merely rearranging the ideas of dead philosophers. For him, importance needs to be given to empirical facts and current data. Second important reason for the decline of political theory was the crisis of ideology. Now यहाँ students आप लोग mention करेंगे एल्फ्रेड कोबन का. एल्फ्रेड कोबन कहते हैं that bureaucracy and capitalism के अंदर there is no scope for political imagination. Alfred Cockburn started talking even about the death of political theory and which he even linked with the death of ideology. Now, third important reason is radical diagnosis, जिसमें you are going to mention two very important thinkers. One is Robert Dahl, और Robert Dahl का famous quote है that political philosophy is dead. The second important thinker you will mention is Peter Laslett, जो claim करते हैं that it is for a moment dead. The fourth important reason for the decline of political theory is rise of logical positivism. Logical positivism का नाम आते ही we generally mention about the Vienna School. Now, Vienna School is basically talking about the rise of empiricism. As per logical positivism, if it cannot be verified scientifically or mathematically, it is morally meaningless. Means किसी भी चीज को अगर आप scientifically या mathematically verify ना करो तो उसकी कोई meaning नहीं रह जाती है. So this rise of Vienna School or logical positivism was also one of the reasons for the decline of political theory. Now the question is also asking that how subsequent thinkers re-engineered the rise of political theory. Yani now you have to write and discuss about the resurgence and the revival of political theory. So change the paragraph and start writing the reasons how the revival of political theory happened. So the first reason is the Rawlsian breakthrough. Now we all know in 1971 John Rawls wrote a book which is called The Theory of Justice. In this particular book he actually single-handedly resurrected normative political philosophy. John Rawls ने prove किया that we can use rational, rigorous logic to debate moral issues like justice and fairness. We also know that his veil of ignorance concept provided a rational framework for normative theory in a modern democratic world. Next important reason for the revival of political theory was the traditionalist shield, where we are going to mention thinkers like Leo Strauss and Eric Wollingen. Now, Leo Strauss and Eric Wollingen जैसे thinkers ने behavioralism पर अटैक किया. उनका ये कहना था कि जो साइंस वैल्यूज को इग्नोर करती है वो ब्लाइंड है और अगर हमारे पास मॉरल वैल्यूज नहीं होंगी तो वी वोंट बी एबल टू डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन डेमोक्रेसी और टिरनी. The next important reason for the revival of political theory was critical and historical revival, wherein we are going to mention thinkers like Isa Berlin and Hannah Arendt. Isa Berlin also gave the concept of plurality of values, and उनका साफ साफ ये मानना था कि जब तक ह्यूमन बींग्स जिंदा हैं और उनके बीच में डिफरेंसेस हैं या अलग अलग वैल्यूज के क्लैशेस चल रहे हैं, तब तक पॉलिटिकल फिलॉसफी कभी भी नहीं मर सकती है, so it will never die. Hannah Arendt also talks about revival of normative study of political actions and public sphere. Next important reason for the revival of political theory was the other moral voices of revival, wherein we have already mentioned about Hannah Arendt, who talks about active citizenry and also public sphere. And next important thinker is Dante Germino, who actually talked and attributed the decline simply to the over craze for science. जो science के लिए हमारा craze है, he attributed it to the decline of political theory. And hence he also argued that philosophy is a true soul of political study. Students, in these type of questions, you can even take recourse to diagrams of flowchart. So I have also taken forward the chronology of transition. So what is the chronology? 1950s में behavioralism आता है. David Easton started talking about the decline of political theory. In 1960s के होते होते, now there is this crisis of behavioralism, and hence post-behavioralism started. There was credo of relevance, and action also becomes very, very important. 1971 के आते आते John Rawls publishes his book A Theory of Justice, and herein the resurgence of political theory begin. And then in 2020s, that is in the contemporary world, a post-behavioral synthesis is very much evident, wherein there is an amalgamation of data as well as values for real-world solutions. You can end up your answer by saying that this entire debate has made political science much more matured. आज हम एक पोस्ट बिहेवियरल सिंथेसिस के एरा में जी रहे हैं, जहां इंपेरिकल डेटा और नॉर्मेटिव वैल्यू दोनों साथ साथ चलते हैं. You can even write that the discipline has moved beyond historicism of the past into a dynamic calling to solve modern global challenges. For more such informative videos, kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Aaradhya, the Gateway of Knowledge, and join me at my Telegram channel Decoding Political Science with Dr. Shruti Joshi. We'll be continuing this series of informative videos. Till that time, keep studying. All force to PSIR.